Hello, welcome to another GoldMine 101, our regular series of short presentations giving you hints and tips for getting the most out of GoldMine CRM. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to see an ROI, a return on investment measurement in GoldMine. So imagine the scenario, an example of you're spending a good bit of time on a client account, a customer, and at any one point in time, you want to know what is the return? How many sales am I getting from this customer? And how much effort am I putting into it as regards activities, durations of activities, and so on? So what's the kind of return on my time, my colleagues' time on that account? So in this session, I'm going to show you a simple metric that you may not be aware of. It's sort of hidden down a few menu levels in GoldMine, so you can be excused if you haven't seen it before. All right, so my name is Tim Wilmot, and my company, Wizard Systems, we're a specialist CRM systems supplier, and we help out small and mid-sized organizations improve their sales, productivity, marketing, and customer service through the use of simple and affordable solutions like GoldMine. The audio part of this presentation, when we only got a question about anything I'm going on about, pop that into the question section. I'll do my best to answer that at the end. And also at the end, I'll give you an update on any GoldMine news we've got for you as of almost mid-May 2024. Quick mention about Wizard Systems. We're a leading CRM solutions provider. We actually provide a number of different CRM solutions beyond GoldMine, not just GoldMine. We are a multi-solution provider, not just one system. So we've got the ability to match different businesses to the ideal system for them. But as regards GoldMine, we've been doing a long time, and we provide any kind of service around GoldMine, implementation, upgrades, a range of add-ons to extend what GoldMine does, where a little thing that maybe GoldMine doesn't do. Invariably, there's an add-on that we can supply to fulfill that solution for you. And we provide the training, and training can be your place, our place, or online if you're not in our location, and ongoing support as well. All right, let me take you into GoldMine. So an example client record. The metric I'm referring to is when you're on the history tab of a client record, and obviously that's where you're going to see all of the things that you've been doing, recording with that client, activities, and maybe sales. You can right click anywhere in the screen here. And then on the options menu, on the little local menu that comes out, there's a menu option called Analyze. So that pops up a new window called Contact Record Statistics. And it gives you quite a lot of information on one screen here. Starting from the top left-hand corner, we can see there's 4 contacts. There's a primary contact and 3 additional contacts linked to this record. There are detail records. They're kind of miscellaneous records. If you have a details tab in your GoldMine system and you've customized detail records, that's what that's all about. 5 referrals. So there's 5 links to some of the records in your CRM database. Obviously, some audit information. Who was it created by? Who was it last amended by? And then the important section is over here, where we can see pending activities, things we haven't done, split by activity type there. And then completed activities. Over on the right-hand side, we've got sales. And then down the bottom right-hand corner, we've got some call information and durations of those calls. So the three main things you're looking at are, first of all, the total number of activities since the beginning of time that you've done with this customer. So there we are, 55435, and then sales up here as well. So £26,000 in your local currency, obviously, £26,000. So you can kind of relate one to the other. And then also, so those are the sales we've booked. Those are the invoices perhaps that we've posted against this customer. But what's outstanding? What's coming up in the future? So if you are using forecast sales in GoldMine and or you're using the opportunity management system in GoldMine, then this is going to be updated so we can see here the level of sales. And you might think, well, that's a low value or a high value, or at least there's something there. We're not actually seeing, of course, exactly when that is due, but it's some time in the future. So you've got all these, just running through a little bit more detail, you've got all these scheduled activities, pending activities there. That will obviously be quite low, because if you're using GoldMine, you're using your CRM correctly. As you do your activities, you're completing them, so they go into this completed activities section here. And this is where we can see the top level activities that we've completed with this particular customer. 114 appointments, actions, 6 sales. The forms will relate to the links that you've created. If you're using GoldMine's link with Word or Excel or another application, we've got miscellaneous actions, phone calls, come on to that in a minute. Messages are emails and also GoldMine messages. Of course, with GoldMine, you've got the facility to allow one GoldMine user to message another GoldMine user about an account. And then also there are your normal external emails, either through GoldMine or using the Outlook link that's provided with GoldMine. Then we have our sales and a little bit of a sales history there, past 30 days, past 90, past 12 months, all sales, forecast sales, and then phone calls down here. Now, it is possible, you might want to measure, you might want to think, well, okay, we've done all these activities with this customer, but physically, how many hours have we spent on that client? And this is where, when you are completing an activity in GoldMine, let me just close this for a second. So when you're completing an activity in GoldMine, maybe it's some kind of an unscheduled incoming call. So out of the blue, the client phones us. You've got this duration field here, hours, minutes, and seconds. Notice the syntax, notice the layout of that duration field there. And I've made it a little bit easier by popping into the lookup window of this field. So when a user clicks in there, up pops typical durations that you might want to record. So if we're on the phone for, say, 10 minutes, it will go in there. We click OK, and that's a 10-minute phone call. So an easy way of tracking your durations. Also, some phone systems that integrate with GoldMine, they will record your phone call duration as well to keep that up to date, so you don't need to think about that duration as you're completing them. Yes, so a very simple metric there that you may not be aware of to see the value, the ROI on this particular account. Now you can, using the organization tree, if you're using the relationship or organization tree, so if I click on that relationships tab there, maybe in your organization, you're dealing with big customers with multiple sites, multiple entities, group companies. So it's a massive organization. So you can, in GoldMine, define, lay out that organization a bit like a family tree here. So I've got an example here of this company. Maybe it's part of a bigger company. So we can roll up, as it's called, we can roll up all of the things going on with all of the group companies and then get the overall picture with this bigger concern. So I select the organization there from that relationship tree, select that organization, click on this little roll up button there, or I can right click over the top of the tree, if you like, the head of the tree, and from the local menu there, select roll up all relationship trees contacts. That now is activated. I'll deactivate it when I'm finished with it. But while I've got it activated, I can go back to history there and right click and then repeat the exercise, options and analyze. And I've now got more information in here. I've got more activities. I've got more sales because I've rolled up, I've accumulated, I've added in all of those different organizations, entities into one display. So that's the very simple way of measuring the value of a client. Very simply there. Of course, you have to be diligent with GoldMine and record your activities, and that will be down to your own personal choice or the decision of your organization as regards how much you use GoldMine. But it is quite normal to when you're using a CRM system to record your appointments, your phone calls that you've done, your other activities as well, and also sales. If you're using sales forecasting, when you know the orders come in, you complete the sale. So that moves it from pending into history, moves it from outstanding to completed. And that's where those statistics will start to come into play for you. So I hope that's been of value to you. If you've got any questions, before I give you a little update before wrapping up here, if you've got any questions around this feature, please pop that into the question section. I'll do my best to answer that. First question from Andre. What about ROI on leads? Can you do that? So GoldMine doesn't have a sort of separate leads function. Some of the other CRM solutions we do have a separate sales lead feature. It would be normal for in GoldMine to, when you record a brand new inquiry, you've been to an exhibition or you're doing some kind of promotions and you've got a bunch of new contacts to add to your GoldMine database, you might import them en masse, you might enter them one by one. You'll put in the lead source, of course, that's a very important field in GoldMine, the lead source. What was the primary source of that client? Where did they first come from? And that would be a very important metric to measure. So the record is creating GoldMine with the lead source, and maybe you choose some kind of status, a type or status of that client, as in it's a brand new lead. It's not a customer right now. It's not a prospect. Maybe we've never spoken to them yet. We haven't qualified them. We don't know whether they're a good fit for our business or service. So that's what we would assume a lead might be in GoldMine. Now, you could do that via a report. So there's a reporting system in GoldMine, or a dashboard as well. There is actually a built-in leads dashboard in GoldMine, but it doesn't also bring in the sales element. So it will tell you since January this year, you've had 12 leads from your website and you've had 3 leads from Google or whatever it might be, but it won't give you the value of those sales. But if you are recording, if the information is in GoldMine, you could create a report on that. You could also, just thinking about a report, you could also build into the report the kind of cost of those leads. So if you're going to, let's say you're going to an exhibition, and you go to an exhibition and it costs you £10,000 or $15,000, trying to measure how many leads you had from that show and how many sales you got from that show, a report could do that in GoldMine. And there are a few ways of recording the cost of those sources. So I hope that gives you some pointers there, Andre. Tina, how can I do it by salesperson? Yeah, that again would be a report or a dashboard. There isn't one as standard in GoldMine, but it can quite easily be created. So when you complete an activity, the name of the user will go against that activity. We may have the name of the salesperson, the agent, the manager against a customer record. So that would be that's all we need. And we can then just create a very simple report. It would take 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes to create a report or a dashboard in GoldMine on that. Andre, again, we use Sage in our company for invoicing. How can those sales be recorded? So, all right, so separate accounting application, Sage, which is quite popular in the UK. In the US, Sage is a different, well, it can be a different product. So your invoicing there. So you could in GoldMine, have I got it here? Could in GoldMine have the account number of the client? So there we are. I've got a customer reference there, TEC 001. So in Sage would be the very same number, TEC 001. All of the sales, of course, are posted, recorded in Sage against that account number. In GoldMine, we've got all the salesy things, the appointments, the meetings, all the marketing stuff, and maybe other information about that client as well as regards their market sector and so on. So a report could, again, a report could pull the two in together. We do actually supply a couple of, if you use Sage 50 or Sage 200 in the UK, then we've got a sort of off-the-shelf integration between the two, and that would make it easier. But if you haven't got the two integrated, then it can be done, and you've got to have some kind of something in common between a record in GoldMine and a record in the finance system. So hopefully that helps you out there. Right, next question. Let me just see who this is. Ebru, is there any practical way to see the same in the reports? Yes, so there is that print button on that statistical screen I showed you, Ebru, and then you could print that out. There is a standard built-in report that prints out. It's not too exciting, to be honest with you. It's far better that you consider using either the report writer provided with GoldMine, or better still, the GoldMine dashboards that you may be using. So there's about 8 or 9 built-in dashboards that are provided with GoldMine, but you can create your own, or we can show you how to create your own as well, and that will bring all that information in together against that client record. You can also see against a client record the GM Plus tab. And what that is a bit like a web page in GoldMine. So anything you can do with a web page, you can do with that screen. So as you come across a client record, you click on that GM Plus view screen, and that in the background is displaying in quite a nice way. Obviously, being HTML, you can actually be quite graphical. You've got more formatting options as regards what information you display there to you and your users. So yeah, you could do that via a report, Hebrew. Right, I don't think there's any more questions coming up there. All right, well, thanks very much, the 3 of you there. Our latest news before I wrap up. So the latest version we're on is 2024.2. 3 is waiting in the wings as we speak, as of May 2024. As long as you've got a maintenance contract, you'll be able to download and apply these upgrades to your GoldMine system. Do you want a CRM review? Have you been using GoldMine for some time, or maybe that you think there's some elements of it you're not using correctly, or you're considering some changes there? Then please reach out to us. Any of us at Wizard Systems would be happy to do a free review with you, normally over an hour or so, and we just ask you loads of questions about how you're using GoldMine and what are your plans and things that you want to get out of it, maybe in the next 6 months, 12 months, and then together we can draw up a plan, a strategy going forward to help you get the most out of GoldMine. So that's it, me done then. If you've got any suggestions for future topics on sessions like this, GoldMine 101s, that we do on a fairly regular basis, normally about once every 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. You will see all of our previous presentations up on our YouTube channel. Just do a Google search of Wizard Systems. Wizard Systems YouTube channel, you should find us, and you'll see loads of GoldMine videos, well over 140 that we've done over the years on GoldMine, and the other CRMs we do as well. So thanks very much, those of you on here live. Do appreciate you spending a bit of time with me, and we'll catch up with you soon on the next GoldMine session. Cheers. Bye-bye.